I'm Oral Hershiser, and I am on the Blue Review. Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Review.
Right, Sean.
Ring. No lasers.
No
No
lasers
lasers
today.
on Monday. The Dodgers lose 2 of 3 to the Baltimore Orioles. Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcas Grant. That is Greg Bergman. We'll be joined by our pal Jeff Spiegel in just a bit. Yeah, not fun. Not a fun weekend for Dodger fans, huh?
Well, I mean, like Friday was not fun until it was fun, and then Saturday was not fun until it was almost fun, and then Sunday wasn't fun.
Not from start to finish, was generally unfun. So
Right.
we'll talk about that and a little bit more when we can. But first, I want to let you know the Blue Review is powered by LAX. What does it take to build a champion? Well, at LAX, it takes round-the-clock testing. Skylink is being perfected right now to connect you to the airport, the new rental car center, and the metro in under 10 minutes. For more information, visit lawa.org/ESPN. Let's bring in our pal, Jeff Spiegel. First off, gentlemen, and to everybody in the chat, happy belated Father's Day.
Yes. Happy Father's Day, belated.
So for you guys, to everybody in the chat, and that goes to the moms who are doing the work of dads too, because y'all deserve love too as well. Jeff, pretty much a bad weekend all the way around. What was the least fun thing about the Dodgers weekend to you?
Well,
You know what? I respect it. I mean, definitely in the text chat, I think we all at some point clicked off to other things, whether it was the golf or the World Cup soccer. So we kind of got to make a decision early about that sort of thing.
when was it? What was the spot for either of you? For both of you? Like for me, it was when Jonathan Hernandez basically came in, but he gave up a run before his home run that he gave up, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't need to watch this any longer.
Was that the one that made it 7-1? Because that's when I tapped out when it was 7-1.
7-1 or 8-1 is when I tapped out.
Yeah, and then
Then Chase McDermott came in, and that all became a problem for Pete Alonso too. Allegedly.
Tim, the chat is saying that Jeff and Greg are muted.
Solid.
Anyway,
might be another positive for people in the chat. Greg and I are muted. They just get more Marcus.
Okay, Greg should be open. Apparently, we're working on Jeff. I don't know. Jeff's good now too, is what I'm told.
Okay.
All right.
I said lots of important things, and it would have changed your life had the last 30 seconds been audible to you. So I apologize to everybody that audio.
If you wanted to get a deep breakdown on Chase McDermott, Jeff was all over it.
Just gave it. Yeah.
The point is, we all tapped out around 7-1, 8-1, something like that. That was that was when things kind of went sideways. We all decided to go do something else with our lives for the rest of Sunday afternoon. But Jeff, for real, Emmet Sheehan continues to sort of be a roller coaster. Just when you think maybe he's starting to figure some things out, he has a start like he did yesterday. I don't know if you were tracking the velo from start to finish, but the spray pattern was pretty ugly for Sheehan.
Yeah, the spray pattern is what caught my attention. He was in the zone 40% of the time yesterday, which is like an atrocious number. And so I don't know, like I'd have to go look at, at bat to at bat. But to me, that just speaks to a guy who's probably pitching the entire game from behind in the count. And when it's 2-0 and 3-1, and you're having to come back into the zone with a fastball that honestly, weirdly enough, graded out pretty well, like had a 30% whiff rate on it. It's just not going to work. And what's so interesting to me is Emmet Sheehan, we all can stack hands on. He has not been very good this season. What's so interesting to me is yesterday was kind of the first time he was like truly atrocious. Like I went back and looked at his game log, and I think this was the first game all season he's given up more than 4 runs in a start. And I'm not here to tell you that 4 runs is good, but like he had been living in this like 4 to 6 innings, 2 to 4 earned runs every single time. And obviously if you do that a lot, you get an ERA that starts with a 5 or whatever he's at now. But this was the first truly like, oh my gosh, he didn't even make it through 4 and he gave up more than 4 runs. And so what's so crazy to me, Greg, is I have no idea what is wrong. Because I look at some of the underlying stuff and it's just as good. The strikeout rate is still pretty good. The swing and miss stuff is pretty good. Like the quality of contact has gotten worse. The home run rate has doubled. But like I don't exactly know why. Like I can't tell you why the batting average on balls in play is much better against him this year. I can't tell you why the home run rate has doubled. And that to me is the mystery with Emmet Sheehan.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. It's very weird because he is a very up and down kind of guy, but he's been mostly fine. I would always say like he's a late guy. So he's probably like your 5th or 6th starter. If Eric Lauer's your 6th starter, he's your 5th starter in all of this. But at the same time, like so you're right. And I was looking at his game logs too. He's given up 4 runs 4 times, and then now this one was the 6th. He gave 6 runs. I don't know exactly what it is either. It used to be a velocity problem, then it's a spray pattern problem, and now there's a whole bunch of other things that are happening with him that he just hasn't been great this year. And at some point we have to start having conversation of, do you let him try to figure it out himself out in AAA and bring up River Ryan? Because River Ryan is sitting there waiting. He's been wanting to get up there. I know they want to wait for him till after the All-Star break, but how many more starts do you give Emmet Sheehan to continue to pitch poorly? Because even when he does pitch well and he gives up only a couple of runs, he's still kind of all over the place. One of them, like he has a couple innings. You're like, man, he looks good for 3 innings and then he's terrible for a couple. So at some point he's going to have to go try to figure it out. And I wonder how soon that is, Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think they still give him a little bit of runway to work with.
But why?
I mean, they have 13 games in 13 days coming up after this Thursday. And so they're going to need arms. I think Greg's question about, like, is it River Ryan time? The problem with that is if you go look at his game log, he was worse in AAA than Emmet Sheehan was yesterday in his last start.
Oh,
and
good.
so I'm not saying that, like, we're not looking at AAA box scores here and making ultimate decisions, but it just goes to show, like, if we're going to throw Emmet Sheehan to the curb because he gave up 6 runs at the major league level, River Ryan gave up, I believe, 6 runs in his last start at the AAA level as well. So my guess is he's going to be up for a while because they're going to need arms. And to your point, they probably don't want to throw River Ryan to the Wolves. I almost wonder if they go to a 7-man rotation at some point during that 13-game stretch so that they can keep guys on an additional day of rest. So I actually think both things are going to happen. I think River Ryan is going to be up before the All-Star break. And I also think Emmet Sheehan is going to be here and continue making his normal starts, and that somehow they're going to make both of those things work.
Okay, question for both of you. At this moment, who do you trust more in the rotation, Emmet Sheehan or Eric Lauer?
Oh, gosh.
It's honestly, it's Eric Lauer. It can't be anybody else. He's so bad early in his first 2 innings are just so rough. And then all of a sudden he just cruises through 4 after that. I just don't trust Emmet Sheehan. I don't think I've trusted him at all this year. But I think he's still a good pitcher. I think he's going to be an important piece to this team. But right now, this year, he has not been at the level that he needs to be at the major league level.
I don't think I'm there yet. I think it's a great question by you, Marcus. Like, if for somebody on a show like this, that is such a fantastic question because it like makes you sick to listen to those words and be like, my goodness, this is where we're at with Emmet Sheehan. I just still am going to trust a guy who's still getting whiff and who's still getting strikeouts that, like, eventually he's going to limit the damage and figure some things out. Maybe some batted ball luck goes his way. I plug my nose and I'll pick Emmet Sheehan in that one.
All right.
What about you?
The knee-jerk, like, instant analysis reaction is Lauer because he has been. Look, they're undefeated when he pitches, right? They've won every single start of his, and I think that's just the the instant bias kind of the situation. I think Jeff, being the level-headed one of us here, is probably right that over the longer stretch, it still is Emmet Sheehan, but it's been hard at times to sort of watch as this happened. Something else that's also been hard to watch recently, Jeff, has been Andy Pages at the plate after just being really the glue to the offense for the first month or so. The last month, Jeff, has been really, really bad. Was this just the inevitable slump that Pages is going to go through, or has he been attacked by the curse of the number 2 spot?
Yeah, we did a post-game show yesterday, and I believe he went 1 for 3 with the walk. And I was like, that can't be right. I'm pretty positive. It was like the 2 at-bats that mattered were the first 2, and he came up and was miserable in both of those. No, but Kevin Skinner, who's on our show, we did a segment of like, okay, is what we called it feature or a bug? Like, is the last month on all these guys, is this actually who they are, or is this just a bug in the system? And I thought he gave a great answer on Andy Pages, which was, it's kind of both, in that the feature is Andy Pages is going to ride the roller coaster his entire career. Like, it's going to be stretches where he's hitting 450 with 12 home runs in like a 25 game stretch. And then he's going to go playoff Pages and go like 3 for 44 or whatever he went. And so I think he's a good player on the whole, but I actually think my guy Kevin might have been right on that I think this is just who he is. It's going to be a great 2 months, and then it's going to be a rough 1 month, and then it's going to be a great 2 months coming down the stretch. But man, oh man, has it been bad? Because it just feels like it's not just that the results aren't coming. And this is where I think I get bought in to guys like Mookie Betts when he's going through it. Is like Mookie starts hitting the ball hard and putting it in play, and you're like, okay, eventually this is going to work. Greg, I feel like Andy Pages is swinging a bat that's like 1.5 inches wide when he's trying to hit these fastballs. It just seems like he's swinging through absolutely everything. It doesn't seem like he's close to making contact or close to making loud contact at that.
No, and what he was doing early in the season, he got really, really lucky. Probably he was swinging at a lot of bad pitches that were low and outside, and he would just get bat on ball, and he would just be able to drive it. He was getting lucky in that sense. I think Andy Pages is a good player. I think he's going to be an all-star, although there's debatable whether now over this last month he has proved that he's going to be an all-star, but I think he's still going to be the starting outfielder. But the problem is there's a lot of – you're right. He's an up and down type player. I think he's a very good player. I think he's going to be fine. I'm not upset with it. I think right now he's struggling, and he's struggling pretty badly where he's swinging through the pitches that he was getting bat on because it just seems a little bit rough right now. I think Andy Pages is a guy that I think Kevin Skinner is absolutely right. He's going to be you're going to see stretches where he just looks so good and then stretches where he looks so bad. But I mean, overall, he probably should not be in the 2-hole. He's not that good of a hitter. He should be down in that 6, 7, and 8 spot. That's where he was really thriving there. And I know he came out hot in that 2 spot and was really helping out. They need someone there right now. And I don't know who else you're going to put there, Marcus, but he probably overall belongs down there so that he can just kind of have zero stress, because up there, that's where the stress is. You're hitting after Shohei, you're hitting in front of Freddie. You need to get on base or to drive in those guys, and that's not what he's doing currently.
Well, you sort of touched on what then my next question was going to be, is that, well, if it's not Pages, I mean, who do they put in that 2 spot, right? Because Mookie has struggled, although, look, admittedly, Mookie's hitting better now, right?
It's like 220.
He's at 218, right? Which I know doesn't sound exciting, but considering he started the month at like 194,
he was down to like 170 something.
Yeah, he got down to 179 at one point, so it's been a significant bounce back for Mookie. But we saw him struggle there. Kyle Tucker, who started the year at number 2, was awful. Even Freddie Freeman kind of was struggling in the number 2 spot. I don't know who they put there. Do they just randomly? I don't know. Let's for a laugh try Alex Friedland. Like why not? Like I don't know.
I don't know if that would be laughs.
All right, maybe not. But
what you would like it? Is that what you want?
It'd be a conversation piece, right? He's going to talk about.
Yeah. I think there would be more tears than there would be laughs. And I like Alex Freeland, but I think you're.
How about Chucky Robinson? Should we Chucky Robinson?
Oh gosh. Every time we get into a conversation about like this guy's hitting too high or this guy's hitting too low, with the Dodgers, it always comes back to like, okay, you want to move Mookie Betts down. Fine. Like, do you want to move Kyle Tucker up? Well, absolutely not. It's like, okay, well, do you trust Alex Freeland? Absolutely not. It's like, okay, well, somebody has to hit. You can't, everybody's not allowed to hit seventh in this lineup. You need to have 6 guys ahead of who hits seventh, and only one guy hits there. Because I think, Marcus, you're asking the right question. Okay, we move Pages out. Because my initial reaction to what Greg just said is like, yeah, Pages in the 5 or 6 hole, maybe that makes some more sense. But it's like, okay, well, Ohtani's one. You're not moving Freddie. Who else do you feel good about in this lineup right now besides those 2 guys? Ironically, it's like, okay, it's probably not Freeland. I mean, Ryan Ward, like, do you feel that good about Ryan Ward? He has some great at-bats, some terrible ones. I mean, honestly, Dalton Rushing, same thing. It feels like he has one good game and then 2 or 3 bad ones. So the irony of all this is we're going to come full circle, Marcus, because I wonder if the answer is actually Mookie Betts. You just put Mookie Betts back in the 2 hole because he can handle the pressure. And because he actually has been swinging it well. The only other name I'll throw out as a guy who has been hitting is Tommy Edman. Like, Tommy Edman has come off the injured list and keeps getting hits. Yeah. The problem is I almost wonder if they want a guy with a little bit of slug in that spot to avoid, hitting into double plays or something like that if Shohei's standing on first.
So what do you prefer, Marcus? Do you prefer having a guy like Tommy Edman who's going to he's not going to have slug. He's going to get you singles and maybe hit a double every once in a while, but at least he keeps the line moving, and he's also a switch hitter, so he can hit on both sides of the plate. And then you're going to get a little bit different. Also, if he comes back from his neck issue, Will Smith, when he comes back, hopefully when the road trip's over, he has played very well in that 2 spot. It could be in that spot also. I don't know. As of right now, I kind of like Tommy there because I know what I'm getting out of him. He might strike out every once in a while, or he might hits into double plays. But everybody on the Dodgers hits into double plays. They lead the league in double plays. So does it really matter? I think so. To me, Tommy is the best person to put in that 2 spot and have Pages back in that 5, 6, 7 spot.
I'm okay with Edman. I would be okay with going back to Mookie Betts. I will give you sort of an off-the-wall one, not that he plays every day, but when Alex Call is in the lineup, why not put Alex Call there? I mean, he's a guy who doesn't strike out a ton. He's going to put the ball in play. Now, it might be a pop-up or a little flare down the line, but he's going to put the ball in play, which I think has been a problem out of that 2 spot, is that you're getting a lot of strikeouts and a lot of unproductive at-bats. But I think, if you're talking about on a day-to-day basis, I think your only 2 real options are either you give Edman the shot there or you go back to Mookie Betts.
Because the one other guy we haven't mentioned is Max Muncy, but you just can't stack lefty at the top of the lineup. Like he's the one guy I should mention with Freddie and Ohtani who has continuously produced. But those guys you've got to have some separation on so that teams don't just throw their best lefty reliever every time through the order.
Yeah. This is a very left-handed heavy lineup. I mean, more so than I think in recent years. When you add a Ryan Ward to it, you have Freeland, who's a switch hitter, but usually batting left-handed. This is a Dalton Rushing. This is a way more left-handed lineup than the Dodgers have had in the last couple of years. So that's kind of an interesting side note to that too. You mentioned Will Smith, and the latest update is they're hoping he's back after this road trip, that he's not expected to go on the road to Minnesota with the team, but they're hoping that he can be back soon. I hate to say it, it's feeling like another Dave Roberts medical update right now, the way things are sort of going. But I mean, Chucky Robinson is here for the moment. I mean, until things happen, until things change.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a way to quantify it, but I just get the sense that he has not built this rapport with the pitching staff because I feel like, he's had 3 starts. One of them actually was the 1-0 win over the Rays with Wroblewski pitching, which is sort of wild. But the other 2, Jeff, the numbers have not been good for the pitching staff.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not sure I can remember a Dodger who's looked worse at the plate than Chucky Robinson is. And I know he's here through a series of unfortunate events, which is how he ended up in Los Angeles. But yeah, they need Will Smith back. Selfishly, I'm going to petition as a guy who's headed to Reno, where the Oklahoma City Comets are playing this week. Selfishly, can we just get Will Smith on a rehab appearance this week in Reno? Send him with Teo. They can just hang out together. They can get a hotel together. They can play in Reno while I'm there. But It's so bizarre. Like when they posted that, the first comment underneath it was like, "Didn't this start out like he slept wrong? Like why are maybe you don't sleep wrong and have a bad pillow, and 3 weeks later you're still like, well, we hope in 10 days he feels better." So it's, I mean, to your point, it's a classic Dave Roberts medical update. If you want another one, by the way, Blake Trinan expected only to miss the minimum. In case you're interested in those sort of updates, so they put the place the house on over 15 and a half or whatever the number is. So yeah, it's Chucky Robinson. It's tough scenes. I know people keep telling me Dalton Rushing can't catch every day. I'm like, the guy's like 25 and he's never gets to play when Will Smith is healthy. Let's just let him play every day. Like, I'm cool with him catching 13 games in 13 days. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, what is the worst that could happen? I mean, at least I feel like you have a better shot at getting some offense, even though Rushing he's cooled off significantly from where he was at the start of the season. But you just have a chance of getting a better at bat and getting a ball hit hard somewhere with Rushing there behind the plate. So, yeah.
When it comes to Chucky Robinson too, I mean, like, I know this is not hashtag analysis by any means, but like just seeing him behind the plate, he looks like a minor league catcher. Like he has like the light blue get up, all of it. He looks like he's in spring training still, and you're walking like, you're not the catcher. What are you doing back there? This doesn't seem right at all. But he's obviously he's not good enough to be up here. This is all because he has to be here. Yeah. I don't know, would Eliezer Afonso be better? Probably not. They just don't have a backup catcher, and I'm with you guys. Just let Rushing play as much as he possibly can, because it's not a good sight when he's at the plate. It's pretty bad.
Offensive numbers in AAA are inflated, and all of the Dodgers catchers at AAA have bad offensive numbers. Like, it's like in a league where you ignore 330 and 1,000 OPS, these guys are hitting like 215 for context.
Which not great. But even all this to say, and because the Dodgers lost 2 of 3, and they probably should have lost all 3 of those games. Yeah. They still have the most wins in baseball. Like, they're still going to be, they're fine. Just always have to like have that qualifier in there. It's like they're still really, really, really good. Just, it was a frustrating weekend overall.
Yeah, I think that was sort of it. Just a bad weekend from this group. They lose 2 of 3, as you mentioned. Probably should have lost all 3 of those games. But we'll take Friday night. And be thankful for it. They hit the road now. They head to Minnesota for 3-game series with the Twins. Actually Minnesota, and then back to San Diego, which is kind of a wild road trip. But tonight, Eric Lauer on the mound, the aforementioned Eric Lauer. So, Greg, does this mean we should just wait till the 3rd inning to turn it on?
Yeah.
And then we start watching from there, right?
Yeah. You don't watch the first 2 innings because they'll be down 2-0 or 3-0, and then all of a sudden they're going to explode, which they didn't do yesterday. Look, you know what? That's just real fast. Going back, they had the dude on the ropes in those first 2 innings. They had 2 guys on in both innings. He was at 51 pitches in the 2nd inning, and it was up to like 70 through the 3rd, and they just couldn't do a damn thing about it. It was so frustrating. I think he got through 5 or 6 innings still, because after all that, they were moving. They had it all going. They just couldn't get those big hits, and that was so frustrating. But yes, turn the game on in the 3rd inning.
So it'll be Eric Lauer against Zebby Matthews.
Oh, God, if we lose to Zebby Matthews, I'm not going to be happy tomorrow.
A 4.95 or a 4.78, I should say, ERA for Zebby Matthews. His last start, he actually went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs against the Rangers. Start before that, he gave up 7 runs in 6 innings. It seems like every other start is a bad one. So the last one was a good one. So in theory, this one should not go well.
Yeah, shout out to him getting under 5 with his ERA, because we know if you have over 5, you kill the Dodgers.
Yep.
Under 4.8, I think we might be in good shape today. So I got quizzed on our show yesterday if I knew what his first name was, because it just said Z Matthews, and Snyder goes, "Do you know what his first name is?" And I'm like, Zane. No, that's not it. I'm like, oh, well, sorry, Zebby. My apologies.
Yeah.
You think Zebby is short for something, or that's actually?
Oh, we looked it up. I believe Zebulon is his middle name.
Yes, Daniel Zebulon Matthews.
Look at that.
That is his full government name. So, yeah.
Just go by Daniel. You're fine.
Zebby.
Don't mind Zebby.
Zebby. Which he's from North Carolina. That sounds kind of Kind of like a North Carolina sort of name, Zebby. Anyway, Jeff, you're going to be in Reno, so you're going to. How many are you going to all 3 games, 2 games? How many games are you going to out there?
Potential. Well, it's a 6-game series. AAA does very weird things. So they play Tuesday through Saturday because they're making the West Coast trip. So I will definitely be there. My whole crew is going to be out there Thursday, but I've got some credentials Tuesday through Friday. So if you want to check my channel, Bleed Dodger Blue, we are going to have some interviews getting posted throughout the week. I'm hoping to catch Teo, James Tibbs, Zach Earhart, a bunch of the guys that are down in AAA. So, but yeah, so I will likely be there for sure Thursday and to some degree Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Very cool. Yeah, be sure to check out the channel Bleed Dodger Blue to get updates on what's going on there in with OKC up there in Reno. But that'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. Stick around. The Sedano and Cap Morning Extravaganza coming up right after us. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to Tim for production assistance. Back with you tomorrow to talk about what happens tonight in Minneapolis. So for Jeff and Greg, I'm Marcus. It's been the Blue Review presented by LAX. See you tomorrow, 6:30 to 6:55 here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
See ya.